What's up guys, it's Coach Drew, and today I'm going to take you guys through 3 great drills to improve your balance. Now so many people ask what is proper balance, and for me it's all about maintaining the same angle on your shot and keeping your feet the same distance. So a lot of you guys have seen some great shooters in the NBA, including Steph Curry, who's arguably the greatest of all time, land with their feet maybe twisting and turning. Part of the reason he does that is because the difficulty of his shots and the time that it takes for him to get off a shot sometimes is so quick that it causes his body to move. We did a big study studying the top 20 shooters in the NBA, and we found out the more you twist, the more you miss. And so even though Steph Curry does twist on the majority of his shots, he actually gets better results when he keeps his feet wide and maintains the same angle that he jumped from. Now, let me clarify one thing. You don't have to be perfectly squared to the basket. If you start perfectly squared, you want to land perfectly squared, but if you start maybe at 11 o'clock, all you want to do is land at 11 o'clock. You can go a little bit forward as well. In the study that we did, we found that there wasn't a crazy difference between when you jump straight up and down or straight forward, but you definitely don't want to go backwards. Okay, so you want to keep your feet wide, the same distance that they start. You want to keep the same angle. So if they start at 11 o'clock, they land at 11 o'clock, start at 12 o'clock, land at 12 o'clock. And the third thing is you want to go forward or up and down. You never want to go backwards. Okay, so these 3 drills are going to address balance so that you can get better field goal percentage and ultimately better results in the game. The first thing you're going to do is what I call knee hug shooting. So you're going to just hug the ball right there. It's going to be in between. You're going to squeeze it, and you're going to jump up and shoot your normal shot. And obviously you can do this from anywhere on the court. I like to do it from the free throw line, but just jump up, maintaining this ball between your knees. You'll notice if you turn and twist that the ball will slide out because you obviously twisted and the ball couldn't kind of tuck and lock in between your knees. So that's a great drill just to finally work on, you really keeping your feet at the same angle, not twisting or turning. If you spread your feet, it'll also do that. So if I went up and went wide, it would go through and the ball would fall as well. The second drill that you'll do, you can do again on anywhere on the court and from any shot. This is a great drill to even do when you're just working out on your own routine. It's called tippy toe landing drill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, either have a foot back or I could have, a curl right here. You can do it from any angle, but all you're going to do is you're going to jump up and shoot and land on your tippy toes. You should be able to stay on your tippy toes until the ball goes through the net. If you end up leaning back, you might land on your tippy toes, but then eventually you'll be on your heels before the ball goes through the net. If you end up twisting or turning, it's going to be hard to get your balance because it's hard to land in a hockey stop on your tippy toes. So this tippy toe landing drill is a great drill where you can jump up, land on your tippy toes, maintain balance. You'll notice if you go forward and you kind of have a little bit of a lean forward, it's also going to be a lot easier to stick because you're going to have better balance and you're going to be in better posture. The third one you want to do is you want to add some kind of movement because obviously both of those are great for stationary and for understanding of what kind of balance is. So the next one that I like to do is kind of almost a full turn, simulating like a curl in a game, where you'll start right here and you'll catch the ball, turn, and shoot. Again, same thing, trying to stick our landing any way we can, but have a foot back, turn, and shoot. You can build up these drills so they're game-like, but just make sure you're staying forward, keeping your feet wide, and staying at the same angle. You'll get better results than you ever have before. What's up guys, it's Coach Drew, and today I'm going to help you guys improve your backspin. A lot of you guys have been hitting me up on social media and telling me that you've been struggling with your backspin and getting that perfect back spiral. And so what I'm going to do today is give you guys 3 great drills to improve that. The first one we're going to do is we got to make sure that we're spinning the ball off the proper finger, which means when we're releasing the ball, we want these 2 to be the last 2 fingers off the ball, and ideally we're going to have our pointer finger at our target. So what we're going to do to fix that problem is we're going to tuck these 2 fingers, our pinky and our ring finger under, and we're going to do 3 finger shooting. So we're only going to use these 3 fingers. We're going to split these 2 fingers, which are the last 2 fingers that we want on the ball, on the air hole right there, and we're just going to put our thumb right there with our fingers tucked. So notice now we have the ball here, which isn't ideal because we wouldn't want this much space in a game in between, kind of your palm and the ball. But what it's going to allow us to do is if we shoot it off the backboard right here in 3-finger shooting, you're going to notice we're going to impart perfect backspin every single time. So right here, you'll notice that once I snap it, and again, every time I set up so that my fingers are split in the air hole, and I simply shoot it up, and you'll notice perfect, really fast backspin. So that's our first drill. That's a great drill just to improve the ball snapping off your proper finger. So if you got, the ball rolling off your pinky or your ring finger, that's the drill that you need to do. The second thing you need to do is check if you're using your weak hand thumb. Okay, I was a guy that used my weak hand thumb, and I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing as long as it doesn't impart unwanted kind of side spin on the ball. So when I shot the ball, and I still do today, I would go up and I would shoot it, and I would have perfect backspin, but I would use my thumb. There are a lot of good shooters in the NBA that actually do use their thumb, but there also are a lot of bad shooters in the NBA that their thumb causes a problem because it causes side spin and unwanted spin. So if your thumb is causing unwanted side spin, which is causing rim outs, then what we need to do is we need to do a drill called shadow hand shooting, which is just gonna work on our verticality of our offhand. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my hand here and hand here, and you notice there's a little space between the ball and kind of my offhand. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do form shots right there, working on my hand being vertical, okay? So I'm just sitting there and working on it going up and not opening up. So that's a bad rep right there. We do not want our hand to open up. We want our hand to stay vertical and just go straight up and down right there. So shadow hand shooting is the second drill. And as you improve with that, then you can start putting your hand just on the ball right there and start shooting right there. Again, notice my thumb is off the ball at all times, just working on shooting that thing straight with perfect backspin. The third reason why that you could have kind of unwanted side spin on your shot is because your hands are slipping or moving, getting to the pocket. And so we don't want that, so we do a drill called get it to the pocket. Obviously, all my drills titles are very simple. It just tells you exactly what you need to do. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna fix your hand placement. If you have big hands, you wanna put your pointer finger of your shooting hand on the air hole. If you have kind of smaller hands, you can slide it over and split the air hole. So it doesn't really matter, it depends on the size of your hand, but regardless, you're gonna put your hands wherever you want it, and then you're gonna get your hands locked. And you're simply gonna get it as fast as you can to your pocket once, and the second time, and then shoot. The reason you're doing this is you'll notice if you have a unwanted side spin because of a slide hand, when you go up here, you'll feel your offhand either slide down or you'll feel your hands kind of both sliding together or away from each other. You don't want that. So what we want to do is the first time we go up, we just want to make sure our hands don't move at all. The second time we go up and then actually shoot and release. And again, this will help us work on our perfect backspin. Again, these are 3 great drills that you can do on your own. You don't even need a rim. You notice every single time I shot it off the backboard, so you can do it against a wall or anywhere that you want to. But 3 great drills to improve your backspin and get rid of that unwanted side spin that so many of you guys have. What's up guys, it's Coach Drew, and today I'm gonna help you guys get through shooting slumps. So many of you guys ask me on social media, how can you get through a shooting slump? And I've helped a ton of my guys get through shooting slumps, so I'm gonna give you guys some tactics that I've used with them that have helped them out. The first thing you have to do is identify if it's a mechanical issue or a confidence issue. If it's a mechanical issue, the first thing that you have to do is identify what's going wrong. And then you have to address those issues. So if you notice, oh man, I'm using my guide hand thumb and I've never done that before, then that's the first thing that you have to correct. If you notice that, oh man, now I'm letting the ball roll off the wrong fingers instead of, the good 2 fingers that I normally roll off of, then that's what you have to correct. But the first step is identifying what mechanically is happening. The second thing you have to do is you have to get in the gym and fix those mechanics. And that doesn't mean fixing and changing your shot and trying to re-figure out what can work for you. It means getting back to doing the things that you've always done when you shot your best, okay? And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong is they start overcorrecting and then they actually cause problems that were never there in the first place. So if you have a mechanical issue, find out what's going wrong, what are you not doing that you always do when you make shots at your best, and then get in the gym, get reps, fix those issues, and get your confidence back. If it's a confidence-related issue and there's nothing wrong with your mechanics, if you go watch the footage and you don't see anything wrong, mechanically you're doing the same thing, then what you have to do is you have to do one of 2 things. One is just hit the gym and kind of shoot your way out of it. Now, shoot your way out of it doesn't mean overthink your way out of it and just get reps in and kind of get frustrated. What it means is get back in the gym, get back to having fun, and then ultimately getting your swagger back. If your confidence is struggling for a non-basketball related reason, maybe life is, throwing something at you that is causing some unwanted stress and that's what's causing you to not be as locked in, then what you have to do is kind of help address those off-court issues and make sure that the off-court stuff is not affecting the on-court stuff. So many of you guys have so many stresses in your life, whether that's school-related, family-related, or something else that's going on, and you have to make sure that you kind of compartmentalize those things and don't let something that's happening off the court affect you on the court. So whether it's a mechanical issue or whether it's a confidence issue, you just identify what's going on, make sure that you figure out how you can overcome those things, and then get your swagger back and you'll be making shots in no time. What's up guys, it's Coach Drew, and today I'm gonna break down one of Brad Beal's signature moves called the side push-out step. The The side push-out step is a great move that I used as a player when I was in high school and college to create space to knock down shots over taller, longer defenders. So many of you guys get to the point where your defender's at a good position where they don't give you enough space just to hezzy and pull up, and so you can use this side push-out step to create an extra foot of separation so that ultimately you can get your shot off and knock down more trays. So when I'm right here, I'm floating, I'm making a move, I'm doing anything to get my defender relaxed, this is when you'd use that side push-out step. A lot of times I like to use it off the between the leg float, but you could also use it off a traditional float, or you could just do it off of kind of a dead ball dribble right there where the ball is floating up. So whenever the ball is floating, what you're going to do is you're going to bring one foot to the other. So if you float the ball going right to left, then you'd bring your right foot to your left foot, and then you'd push out to the side. Now obviously in slow motion you're going, Coach Drew, that's a travel, but let's break down the nuances so that you can see it can be used at every level. Remember, your steps don't count until you pick up the ball with both hands. So if you dribble right here and pick up the ball and then go 1, 2, 3, then it is a travel. But if you let the ball float and hang and don't pick up the ball until you're pushing out, then it's not going to be a travel at any level. So I'm right here, I'm dribbling, I'm relaxing, I let the ball float. Now obviously in slow motion I am carrying the ball, but I got to break it down. But I go here, and then once I take this step, then I pick up the ball so that I only take one step. At the college and NBA level, they get away with two, where you can kind of pick up the ball as you're stepping right there, because this becomes your pivot foot and this becomes your first step as well. At the high school level, I would recommend doing this, where the ball is floating and then pick it up. At the college or NBA level, then you can kind of pick it up as you're stepping to the side. It's very similar to a step back, you'll notice, same footwork, where you would take a step and then hop back, or you would take a step and then 1, 2 back. But now we're just doing it laterally. So again, I'm floating, I sidestep and get on balance and then knock down the J. Great move to create separation and get jumpers over taller, longer defenders.